Hello everybody, I hope you are fine. I hope you had a nice weekend. In this video I will explain the lesson number 1 of the English 2 course. Alright, so the first thing we are going to do is to look at these pictures. And can you predict the class based on the pictures that you can see here? Alright, the objective for this class is to describe daily routines. Describiremos rutinas diarias. So, to do this, we will learn or review the simple present. The simple present is used to express or to talk about habits. Habits are things we do or things that we don't do all the time. Habits or daily routines. It's very important to relate the daily routines and the habits with the simple present. Siempre es importante, chicos, relacionar los hábitos y las rutinas diarias con el simple present. For example, you check uCampus every day. Ustedes revisan uCampus todos los días. That's a daily routine or a usual thing to do. Javiera brushes her teeth after every meal. Se cepilla sus dientes después de cada comida. We don't play professional baseball in Chile. Esto es algo general, es algo de casi todo el tiempo, es algo que se mantiene. My sister has online classes like me. So these are all examples of habits or daily routines that we can express with the simple present. Please pay attention to the verbs. Pay attention to how they are written. We continue. Also, the simple present can be used to express facts or things that are always true. Hechos o cosas que siempre son ciertas. For example, the sun provides energy. The earth goes round the sun. Water hydrates the human body. Lions eat meat. In September, many Chileans drink terremoto. All these examples are facts or things that are usually true. So these are examples also with the simple present. And here I have this table explaining the affirmative and the negative forms of the simple present. For all these pronouns, as you can see, we use the verb normal in infinitive. I like pizza, we like pizza, you like pizza, etc. And for the negative form of these pronouns, we use don't. For example, I don't like pizza, we don't like pizza, etc. And you have to be very careful with the difference between these pronouns and this group of pronouns, because he, she, and it use the verb with an S at the end. That is the most important difference that you have to remember. He likes pizza. If we say he like pizza, that's incorrect. Alright? The correct is to write an S to the verb, always. And if we want to make a negative form for he, she, and it, we have to use doesn't. Alright? If we say, for example, she don't like pizza, that's incorrect. So you must remember this rule. Don't for I, you with a, doesn't for he, she, it in the negative form. And in the affirmations, remember we write an S to the verb. Now we continue with the questions. These are the interrogative forms of the simple present. Questions and short answers. For example, if I ask, do you like pizza? The answer will be, yes, I do, for example, if it's an affirmation. Also, I can make the question, does he like pizza? And the answer, if it's affirmative, we say, yes, he does. But if the answer is negative, we use no, the pronoun, and don't. Or no, the pronoun, and doesn't. Remember that don't is for this group of pronouns and doesn't is for he, she, and it. So if we say, does she like pizza? If the answer is negative, we have to say, no, she doesn't. This is also important to mention. The simple present in the negative forms can be expressed like this. We have two ways, the formal way or normal, and also the informal or the contraction. The formal, for example, of do not, for the negative, is this one, do not. The informal of do not is don't. The formal is does not, and the informal is doesn't. But they are the same. They have the same definition. The only difference is the formality and the way you write it. Alright? And here we have an exceptional verb. That is the verb to have. El verbo tener. This is the most important to remember and to consider about the verb have. For the pronouns I, you, we, and they, we use have. For example, if I say they have, is in Spanish ellos tienen. But for the pronouns he, she, it, I have to use has. He has, él tiene. She has, ella tiene. If I say he have, that's incorrect. She have, incorrect. And for the negative forms, we use don't have and doesn't have, depending on the pronoun. And for the questions, we use do and does for the different pronouns, depending on them, and have is normal. So here I wrote you a note indicating that the verb changes, cambia el verbo, only in the affirmations. Solamente en las afirmaciones. And remember that we have another rule for the simple present. We have some verbs, tenemos algunos verbos, ending in these letters or this combination of letters. Los que terminan en estas letras o combinaciones de letras, we have to add them an es at the end of the verb. For example, watch. Here you can see the combination of these letters. When you want to make a simple present about he, she, it, you have to write watches. Guess, guesses. Finish, finishes. Go, goes. Fix, fixes, etc. Only for the verbs ending in these letters or combination of letters we use this rule. And another rule for the simple present to consider is that the verbs that end in a consonant and y, for example, dy, ri, li, consonantes que terminan con una y, después, you have to change the y, cambiamos la y for an I, and we write es at the end. Study, studies. Carry, carries. Fly, flies. So, in order to review, para hacer un repaso de esto, it's important that you answer these questions, because that will help you understand better this class. So the first question you have to answer is, what can we express with the simple present? What kind of actions? What happens to the verb in affirmative sentences when we talk about he, she, or it? What happens to the verb? What words do we use to make negative sentences? Attention to that. And what words do we use to make interrogative sentences? If you can answer these questions, you are good, you are learning. Están aprendiendo si pueden responder estas preguntas. If you can't, go back to the presentation and look at them again. Si les costó responder estas preguntas, vuelvan a revisar el PPT hasta que puedan. So now let's practice. Practiquemos. In the activity number 1, we have to find the mistakes in these sentences. O sea, encontraremos los errores que hay en estas oraciones about the simple present. In the activity number 2, we have to organize the words in the correct order. O sea, vamos a organizar o poner las palabras en el orden correcto. Here we have an example. You follow this example and you do the rest of the exercises. Según el ejemplo, realizan el resto de ejercicios. The activity number 3 is matching. Matching is link, join, connect, unir, enlazar, conectar. The idea is that you read the sentences and you identify which sentences continue these sentences over here. Debe escoger la alternativa en las letras que continúe con la idea que se presenta acá. In the activity number 4, we are going to complete the sentences with the verbs that we have here. But the idea is that you transform the verb to simple present and you write it here. La idea es que lo convierta el verbo antes de completar. In the activity number 5, we have some pictures. The idea is that you look at the picture and you tell the daily action that is represented by the picture. Ustedes van a ir viendo imágenes, la idea es que vean la imagen y luego indiquen qué acción está haciendo o qué representa. And finally, in the activity number 6, we are going to write. Tenemos que escribir. Very easy activity. First, primero, you will describe 2 daily routines about yourself, routines or habits. And second, you will mention 2 daily routines or habits about a family member or a friend. About a third person, o sea, acerca de una tercera persona. And the instruction is that you write your answers of this activity in the blog of the course. En el blog que tenemos en el curso, in UCampus. Why? ¿Por qué? Because you will receive my feedback of your writing. Usted recibirá mi retroalimentación de lo que ustedes escriban. Alright, so to do this activity, you have to go to UCampus, you enter blog, and you will find an option that I will put in the next hours. Yo habilitaré una opción en las próximas horas para que ustedes dejen ahí sus respuestas. So I hope you have learned, I hope you enjoy this class, and remember that I will connect and create a Zoom meeting at 9:15. So, greetings.